An alleged pattern of sexual harassment and misogyny, among other things, from former top mayoral aide Ronnie Reese that goes back more than a year. Newly released personnel files show Ronnie Reese, the mayor's former communications director, exhibited an alleged pattern of, quote, misogynistic, xenophobic, homophobic behavior, according to 3 women who went to the city's Human Resources Department to file complaints. They also went to the mayor's chief of staff, Cristina Pasiones-Zayas, but were allegedly frustrated with her lack of
authority in your administration is harassing a subordinate. How would you expect that to be handled?
Well, first of all, there's no tolerance for harassment, sexism, racism, misogyny, xenophobia. There's no tolerance for that. And, individuals who are accused of such, there is a process by which the city of Chicago engages those type of accusations and complaints, and I fully expect that process to be able to help us come to a conclusion. And in the event, if it's proven that there is a person in my administration that do not reflect the values of this city, the mitigation or consequence that comes with that, I fully expect the process to be able to. You're welcome.
Hi, Mayor.
Hi.
Wanted to ask you about a previous question that was asked about harassment. In Ronnie Reese's personnel file, it was written that your chief of staff suggested that peace circles and restorative justice were ways to remedy some of the allegations, during that time. I guess, what would you say to people who question whether those were the best remedies to put forward?
Well, again, as I said, I don't make statements publicly about anyone's personnel, the personnel decisions or their personnel file. What I can say is this, is that the information that was disclosed as it relates to the FOIA request was the first that we were hearing of those allegations, right? As far as what our approach has been, I can tell you this, that there's a process that has been established long before I got here that we inherited. And, in this particular instance, it is very clear that the system that I inherited established a process that did not provide full disclosure of everything that was in that personnel file until there was a FOIA request. Our commitment in my administration is to make sure that there's a healthy working environment for anyone and everyone. That's what our commitment will remain as such. And we are doing everything within our power to ensure that there's a collaborative approach and a healthy work environment.
But I guess my question is, those are some of the remedies that were supposedly brought up.
Supposedly?
According to the personnel file.
Okay.
Are those things that are, used frequently within your administration?
What I can say is this, there's not a tolerance in our administration for misogyny, racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, anti-blackness, anti-immigrant. No tolerance. And we're going to continue to foster an environment whereas people have experiences, whether it's in the mayor's office or anywhere else in the city of Chicago, that there is a safe space where these concerns can be brought to light, and that we're going to continue to work to ensure that the people of this city and the people who serve this city have healthy, strong working environments where they feel safe.
Okay, Alderman Debbie Silverstein said that the atmosphere and the culture of misogyny, xenophobia, and sexism extended beyond the press office into your larger appointed staff. I asked her to be specific, and she wasn't. When you hear that allegation, do you feel like there's any substance behind it?
Well, look, my values are front and center. Everybody knows I lead with my values. Whether it's anti-blackness, anti-Semitism, sexism, misogyny, any of those forms of wickedness do not have a place anywhere in our society. And I know what government and corporations have, how they have behaved over the course of decades. And it is incumbent upon this generation to chart a new course and to course correct. And, we're growing up in a time period in which that type of leadership is needed. But I can tell you, this city is not without sin. I can tell you that. It's not without sin. And for black families who have been pushed out of their communities, that's anti-blackness. And Jewish families who don't feel safe in their own communities and are being threatened because of their religious beliefs, that is just as wicked as a black family experiencing a school closure. And we have to name all of it. We do. So I'm going to continue to work to make sure that whether it's misogyny, xenophobia, anti-blackness, anti-Semitism, not only does it not have a place in my administration, it doesn't have a place in our society. And that's the work that we get to do together.